Thank you for joining us for this final press conference for PBC on NBC this Saturday from the Agganis Arena here in Boston. The telecast will be live on NBC at 4:30 p.m. The main event, which will open the telecast, will be a super middleweight championship bout between Dirrell and James DeGALE. Also on TV, Edwin Rodriguez versus Craig Baker in a light heavyweight matchup. And at 6 p.m. the action will switch from NBC to NBC Sports. And there you can watch Danny O'Connor against Chris Gilbert in what's a great regional matchup. The Agganis Arena is the home of Boston University basketball. It's a beautiful arena. And there's a long storied history of boxing in Boston, Massachusetts. The last world title fight in Boston also involved a Brit. It was Ricky Hatton's fight against Louis Collazo at the TD Bank Garden in 2006. Marvin Hagler fought out of Brockton, Mass, a suburb of Boston, and trained at Goody Petronelli's gym in Brockton. Rocky Marciano, also from Brockton, Mass. John L. Sullivan, born in Roxbury. John Ruiz from Chelsea, Mass, held the heavyweight belt. And of course, the man who's sitting in front of me, was lucky enough to promote the great Irish Mickey Ward. Mickey, you want to say a couple of the words?
Thanks, Lou. Well, it's going to be I know it's going to be an exciting fight. Saturday night, it's going to be, buy your tickets, get your tickets. NBC, it's going to be on. It's a great venue where they're fighting. It's a tremendous. You have good fights, actually, great fights, right from the beginning to the end. So, get there to watch the undercard as well as the main event, co-feature, and things like that. It's gonna be a great card. I'm excited to see it because I've watched these guys fight, and I'm proud to be here. I'm happy to be here, and I just, I'm not gonna talk too much. I'll forget what I'm gonna say anyway. So, but get your tickets. People watching, whatever, get your tickets. It's going to be a great night of fight, and come fight night, and the best man will win. Thank you.
The tickets are priced from $35 to $250 for VIP ringside. All price levels are available through Ticketmaster and at the Agganis Arena box office. Once again, I think that we can't speak of how important it is that boxing's return to network television in the States, and I want to thank NBC for doing this. And PBC on NBC, this is a revolutionary time for boxing in the States. There are more eyeballs that can see this fight than ever can see a pay-per-view bout or a bout on premium cable, and that's the great importance of this. I'd like to bring up a man who's he's sort of like, Boston's got a great mayor, but this guy's almost like the honorary mayor of Boston. I've never seen anybody more recognized. Jay-Z says he's Brooklyn. Well, this guy's Boston. He's the head of Murphy's Boxing. He's a rock star with a band known as the Dropkick Murphys that are one of the great Irish rock bands in the world. But he's like a rock star in this town because I've never seen anybody more recognized than this man. And thank you, Ken, for co-promoting this event. He's going to make a special introduction.
How you doing, everybody? It's like Lou said, it's great to have boxing back on network TV. It's great to have an event like this in Boston. We deserve it. We have a lot of great local fighters, and welcome to all the fighters from out of town and from overseas. I want to acknowledge first off the Boston Red Sox. Unbelievable. They are they're like the big brother to this town. When people need something, they're always there. They've always been there for myself and the people around me. Treat me like family, and I want to thank them for hosting us here today. If you can give them a round of applause. In particular, Sam Kennedy, Larry Cancro, and Beth Prudis. So, having said that, I just want to also acknowledge, some of the fighters from Murphy's Boxing. The stylish guy with great legs at the end, Gary Spike O'Sullivan. Well-known fighter, kind of the top guy in town here, and just had a bad break with a a fight with Paulie over here that due to an injury, but we're honored to be able to have him on this card, fighting our good friend Chris Gilbert in a fight that fight fans in New England have wanted to see for a long time. A great boxer and a great puncher, you know, for New England bragging rights. So they'll be fighting for the New England welterweight title. So I want to acknowledge Danny and Chris, and then our friend Logan McGinnis, who is also signed with Murphy's Boxing, 22-0-1 from the Toronto area, and his second home now here in Boston. So as I acknowledge, thank you guys. As I acknowledged, you know, this is a tight-knit city. Everyone takes care of each other, looks out for each other, and I think we're a pretty welcoming town too. I hope you're all enjoying it so far. But on behalf, as an example of that, you know, top to bottom, how we look after each other, we have, you know, the mayor hosting the weigh-in tomorrow at Faneuil Hall, and we had Massachusetts Governor, Governor Baker, kind enough to come down today, and I'd like to have him up to say a few words. So.
Thank you very much. The first thing I want to say is good luck to the 8 people who are sitting on either side of me here. You're going to be doing most of the heavy lifting on Saturday, while the rest of us are just going to be enjoying the show. The one thing I would say is that I think it's terrific that NBC could have picked a lot of places and a lot of venues to reintroduce boxing to network TV, and they picked Boston, and they picked these particular gentlemen who are in front of me to participate in that. And I think that's a great statement, first of all, about NBC, but most importantly about Boston, and especially about the interest NBC has in supporting the sport. Now, I'm more of a football and a basketball guy than a boxing guy. But one of the things that my kids taught me as football players was, in football, if you get knocked, everybody gets knocked down. And the real question is, do you get back up and try again? And there's probably no sport that I can think of in which you're more likely to get knocked down than to get tested with respect to your willingness to get back up and try it again than boxing. And have these folks here in Boston on national TV representing themselves, their families, their communities, toe to toe, no place to hide, no place to run. I think it's terrific. And it's a great statement about Boston. It's a great statement about them. And as I said, thanks to NBC. And by the way, I got a selfie with Mickey Ward. I told him earlier that a friend of mine, after the recent fight of the century, a friend of mine sent me a video link to his second fight against Arguello. Said, that's the fight of the century. Have a great day and good luck, guys.
Thanks, Governor Baker. So I thank you all for coming. I want to turn it back over to Lou, but I do also want to acknowledge Mickey Ward. There could be no better ambassador for the sport of boxing in Massachusetts and around the world. One of the greatest guys I ever met. So, thank you.
The bout that will actually follow Dirrell DeGALE is a terrific matchup between 2 light heavyweight contenders. Edwin Rodriguez is 26-1 with 17 KOs from Worcester, Massachusetts. His one loss was to one of the best fighters in the world, Andre Ward. He'll be fighting undefeated Craig Baker, 16-0 with 12 knockouts, who's a world-rated fighter in the light heavyweight division. That fight is likely actually to start on NBC, but may switch over to NBC Sports. So make sure that you know at 6 p.m. to change channels from NBC to NBC Sports. And then Danny O'Connor's fight will follow that on NBC Sports. The matchup between DeGALE and Dirrell is a classic matchup of styles, and one of the most important fights that could be made in the 168-pound super middleweight divisions. Both of these gentlemen are Olympic medalists. Andre Dirrell, one of the most skilled fighters in 168 pounds, is an Olympic bronze medalist. James DeGALE won Olympic gold for Great Britain and is seeking to become the first British fighter ever And it's a pretty amazing statistic given the history of British boxing in the Olympics. The first fighter ever to win Olympic gold and then win a world title has not been done. So that figures to be a tremendous, tremendous matchup. But before we talk about the main event, I'd like to bring up the participants in the light heavyweight matchup. First, to say a few words from Houston, Texas, Craig Baker.
How's everybody feel? You gotta bear with me, I'm not really so good with this sort of thing. First, I'd just like to say thank the city of Boston for just accepting me and making me comfortable here. I really appreciate that. I'd like to thank Mr. Sampson as well. Just look forward to seeing an action packed fight. Edwin is pretty good. He's been around the world a couple times. You know what I mean? So it should be an interesting matchup. Thank you.
The pride of Worcester, Massachusetts, Edwin Labamba Rodriguez.
First of all, I'd like to thank Luke, my promoter, and also Heyman for giving me the opportunity, and NBC, and all you guys over here supporting and doing a good job. I'm excited. I'm fighting in Boston, home. I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts, so this is home for me. You know, Baker came up here. He's a very good fighter. He's undefeated. So I'm looking forward to a good matchup and putting up a great fight for the fans. Thank you very much.
This next gentleman has been a friend for a long time. His father has been a friend for too long for me to want to mention. He's the president of Matchroom Boxing. And Matchroom just announced today a new deal with Sky Television that goes through what? Hold on, around. Thank you. Eddie Hearn.
Thanks, Lou. It's an honour to be here. We want to thank NBC, of course, and Sky Sports, our crew are here, and also a number of top esteemed boxing writers that have joined us from the UK. This is a great fight. I think it's unusual to find a fight in a division with two skilled fighters like James DeGALE and Andre Dirrell. People talk about this fight being a chess match and a match of strategy. I disagree. I think you're going to see a brutal fight on Saturday night because it means a lot to them. And when you've got two guys as skillful as these, sometimes it comes down to who's got the most heart, who's got the most commitment, and who wants it badly enough. From our side, we're more than comfortable with that outcome, but fans can ensure a great, great fight for the IBF Super Middleweight title on Saturday night. Just before I introduce James DeGALE, live on NBC on Sunday as well is his football club Arsenal against West Brom in a live broadcast. And actually, he doesn't know this, but we have a letter sent today from the manager of Arsenal, Arsene Wenger, who says, "Dear James, on behalf of all the players, directors and staff at Arsenal Football Club, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you the best of luck in your world title fight. Your hard work, great spirit and determination has you in good stead, and you must never underestimate or lose sight of your achievements so far. You have a great opportunity to make history, and everyone at the club are very proud of you. Best wishes and the best of luck. We look forward to seeing you back at the Emirates. Kind regards, Arsene Wenger." James DeGALE has a football club, a city and a whole country behind him on Saturday night to make history here in Boston. Would you please welcome the former Olympic gold medalist and the new IBF Super Middleweight
King Dirrell, baby, we in the field.
Good evening, everyone.
Split y'all stand up.
Really? I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm here on a mission on Saturday, and that's to become the first Olympic gold medalist from Great Britain to win a world title, a genuine world title. I'm up against Andre Dirrell, very good fighter, talented fighter, comes from good pedigree, quick, fast, but at the end of the day, I'm better. And I'm going to win this world title on Saturday for Great Britain, and myself, obviously. Enjoy it. It should be good.
Well, I know that Andre Dirrell doesn't think you're better, and Andre Dirrell doesn't think you're going to win a world title.
We know.
Andre Dirrell's 24-1 with 16 KOs. His only loss was a razor-thin decision to another Brit, Carl Froch. He holds wins over former world champion, actually world champion again, Arthur Abraham, former world title challenger Curtis Stevens, and a slew of other world-rated contenders. One of the most well-rounded fighters in boxing. He really knows what he's doing in the ring, as does Chunky DeGALE. And we know that this is going to be a terrific fight in the ring. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on NBC. Andre Dirrell, please come up and say a few words.
First off, I would like to thank everybody for this lovely opportunity. NBC Sports, CBS, Premier Boxing Champions, Bella, Al Heyman, my team, my family, my friends, James DeGALE as well. Now that that's done, I want to talk about this fight for a minute, and I want to do something. I want to exclude the IBF world title. I want to set it aside for a second, because this man right here, he believes he's an undefeated fighter. One loss on his record he doesn't believe belong, and I as well. One loss on my record I don't believe belong. He's an Olympic medalist, I'm an Olympic medalist, and we both believe in our talent 110%. That drive alone, and with our skill, that's the world title in itself. I don't need the belt for you guys to know that. He doesn't need the belt for you guys to know that. This is a world championship fight. So come May 23rd, you guys are going to see a performance of a lifetime. NBC deserves it. PBS deserves it. Premier Boxing Champions deserves it. This is the fight that I believe is most anticipated, you know, in this series so far. Two countrymen. You know, I've been with Brits ever since I was a youngin'. I fought him since I was 16 and up, so I've been in there with his style. I know him. He's good. He's a great fighter. He brings tenacity, he brings hunger, determination, the will to win. He wants it. He feels it. This is him. This is where he belongs. I feel the same way. Put the belt aside. This is the world championship fight in itself. And with James DeGALE, Andre Dirrell, we look on bringing you guys a top performance. Be there or miss the fuck out.
This really is a terrific show from top to bottom, and for those who can come out to the Agganis Arena, get your tickets at Ticketmaster or at the box office. The doors will open approximately 1 o'clock. The first battle started about 1:35. NBC goes on the air at 4:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific Time. NBC Sportsnet goes on the air at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Tune in if you can't be there, because this is going to be a great, great show. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to Governor Baker. Thank you to Mickey Ward. Thank you to the middleweight world champion. I see back there Danny Jacobs for being with us. And this is what boxing's all about. A main event where the outcome is truly in doubt, where the boxing world is eager to see which man's going to bring it on Saturday, the 23rd. So please join us, whether it be in the arena or on TV. And thank you, Ken Casey. And we're going to post the fighters, and they'll be available for one-on-ones with the press. Thank you, everyone.
We're going to do the pictures on the field, so the participants in the pictures, promoters, Mickey,